Hey everyone, on the third episode of my podcast, Just Tell 'em, I interview brilliant and talented photographer and director Matthew Salacuse. We talk comedy, filmmaking, and photographing some of the most famous artists in the world. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Enjoy. First, I'd love to explore your amazing photographs, your still photographs of some of my favorite comedians like Bill Burr, Sam Morril, Mark Norman, and Joe List. How do you think comedy and its unique rhythm have influenced the way that you shoot? And do you feel that being in that environment shapes how you think creatively?
Oh, well, first, Sammy, thank you for having me on your
Of course.
show here. I'm honored to be among these other people. It's very nice of you to think of me.
Of course.
Your question about, I assume you're asking about my still photography.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's like two halves of my career, and by halves they're not delineated perfectly in half by time. It's like 20 years of still photography, and then like last 5 years of creating comedy docs and shooting comedians. Um, how has the pacing of comedy affected my? I don't know. There is a rhythm to comedy, but I'm not thinking that when I'm shooting stills. I think of that much more when I'm directing and trying to like influence a scene with like a camera angle or like or like give a direction to an actor, comedian, or whatever, being like, oh, you really hit on something there with that emotion or with that line, explore that. So it doesn't really inform the way I shoot stills because I'm trying to just really capture moments.
Mhm.
I'm not necessarily setting up moments. I'm just trying to find a moment I liked, much like in directing a video, find a moment I like and then just drill down on that. Same thing with stills. If someone's like, tossing an orange or they put it in their mouth, I'm like, oh, that was something. I'm not like, throw an orange in your mouth. I'm not just like, oh, they did something or they have the orange. I'm like, oh, use it. And then we focus on that and then drill down on that.
Gotcha. So all comes from like a very natural place.
Yeah. I started out as a documentary photographer after college. There's just no like money or future in that. So I had to I became a magazine photographer. Um, so uh, yeah, that's what I do. I sort of follow what's happening rather than dictate. Annie Leibovitz had this great, I saw this great nugget I heard. She was photographing Keith Richards, and he was sitting on a stool, it was seamless or whatever, and he had his guitar, and he was like, "What do you want me to do?" And she said, "I don't know. What are you doing?" And to me, that was everything.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it sounds so simple, but it really meant like, I'm not here to tell you what to do. You show me what you're doing, and then I'll work with you on that. So that really informed the way I shot for the rest of my career.
That's incredible. And that's kind of a perfect segue into this next one. It might be the same answer, but you can just let me know. Um, Obviously, you're an incredible photographer who's photographed countless artists, Rihanna, Billie Eilish, to some of the best comics in the world. So, in a sense, like, what is your approach to photographing these figures? You said it kind of comes from a natural place, but could you expand on what you look for?
What I look for, and this is probably not very attractive or good on film eating. I brought the orange up earlier, so I'm paying it off.
No worries.
Um, what I look for is location, lighting, subject, usually in that order. If the subject's, let's say I'm photographing you, no one knows who you are, I would make the location a banger, the lighting incredible, and then you're sort of incidental. Now, if you're shooting someone like Billie Eilish, it is subject, location, lighting. It reverses because the person is already interesting, and if you saw a picture of my wife, you'd be like, "Oh, she's pretty," but like you're not, fangirling over her. But like you see Billie Eilish, and you're like, because you already have that relationship with her image, so you already bought in. But so if I'm photographing nobody, it's location, lighting, subject.
Got you. So there's like a priority listing in terms of what you try to navigate towards.
In just in the way that I've created things. Not I'm not telling anyone else how to do it, but that's how I do it.
No, that's definitely a great approach. This one is about this next one is about page to stage, which is really like one of my favorite things I've really ever watched because I'm so fascinated watching a comedian develop material over time.
Are you a
Um,
comic?
I'm not. I've done stand up before. I've done improv before. I love comedy. I'm kind of more of like a student of comedy. Um, and I've seen all the people that you photograph live before, which is incredible. Um, yeah. So this question is about like what inspired you and Mark to create this page to stage idea concept, and what was it like to direct it?
No. Good question. And thank you for saying those nice things about the page to stage. If your people are wondering where to get that, it's on Punch Up Live, maybe punchup.live/. Mark Norman, and you could find just type in page to stage, it comes up. It's like I worked on this thing for fucking 5 months and we're selling it for $3. Go buy it. It's hilarious. If you like comedy, if you like behind the scenes stuff, if you like Mark Norman, any of those things, if you like documentaries, this is for you.
For sure.
How do we come up with it? Mark and I have just a regular sitting lunch date that we do once or twice a week, and we just sit and bullshit. And we do it at a diner in my neighborhood, and it's also the same diner that Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David came up
Oh
with.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
came up
awesome.
with Seinfeld. Um, so we just sit there and kick around ideas and jokes and family stuff and whatever. Just regular lunch fare. And he was like talking about I am sitting on a toilet and I think of a stupid pun or an idea, and then 4 months later, I'm on stage at Carnegie Hall and I'm doing that joke. The toilet thing. And he goes, "What is that process?" And we just started talking about what is that process. And I was like, "Let me just follow you from toilet, not necessarily a toilet always, but like the toilet to Carnegie Hall." So that's how we started making that.
That's great. It's so fascinating, and I loved part one and part two. Are you planning on
Um,
making a part three?
I shot a part three with Michelle Wolf in Ireland,
Oh wow.
where she said, "I want to challenge myself to during this 2 week tour to write 10 minutes of Irish comedy, just comedy about Ireland, coming through your all your cities, and then at the end I'm going to do like a 10-minute special." So I was like, "Let me come there and do a page stage with you, document the whole thing, and then I'll shoot the 10-minute special."
That's
And not only she's a fucking monster. Not only did she do 10 minutes, she did 18 minutes.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that'll be on
that's
Punch Up.
awesome. Very excited to see that if that comes out and you decide to release it.
It'll be
Um,
on Punch Up.
awesome. This is more about your background, like what originally drew you into photography? What do you love about it so much? And what led the transition to becoming a filmmaker?
Oh, good question. So the first part of the question, easy. I was bad at book learning. And when I went to college, they were like, find something else because you're not good at this. So I was like, I'll take pictures. And then I started taking like pictures of squirrels in the park. And the teacher was like, this is good. And no one had ever said to me, you're good at something. They're always been like, you're adequate at spelling. You're adequate at, term papers. But like this, you're good at. And it wasn't even good. Pictures weren't even good, but someone said you're good. So I was like, oh, this is it. That's how I got into photography. Um, and the transition into filmmaking was sort of my own and sort of the world being like, we're done with you
Mhm.
in photography. Magazines started the magazine world started collapsing. This is probably around 2018. And magazines were folding all over the place, and that was my bread and butter. And I was also a hip hop photographer. I don't know if you look at my work, but like that's what I did. I was in like the
Yeah, absolutely.
thousands. That was my beat. Was like you photograph hip hop people, and racially, it was a little weird in 2018, but in like 2000, it made sense. There was just like nobody was doing this. Hip hop was sort of like no one was covering it. There weren't a lot of black photographers. Then Black Lives Matter movement started, and people were like, why aren't we giving these jobs to black photographers, black creatives? And it was shitty that I had to lose out on work, but it was just because
Mhm.
it was like, oh, you know what? Maybe black people should be telling the story too. Maybe we should lift up other voices too. So like I sort of got pushed out of that. And then the pandemic hit 2020 and shit sort of hit the fan with like, George Floyd. And then there was just like no room for, you know, certain creatives to try and make that work. So I had to find another thing. So which is like I think just apt. It's like it's time. So I also the world shut down
Yeah.
at the same this is very same moment. Like I think George Floyd was like March 2020, and then when did the world shut down? February 2020.
You're around March or February.
So yeah, so those were like right at the same time, and these my friends were like Mark Norman, Sam Morril, Phil Hanley. These are like my friend group, and they were all like stuck too at home. You know, with their thumbs up their asses, being like, "What do we do?" And they're like, "You could only work with the immediate people in your friend group." So they were like, "Can you shoot something for me?" I was like, "Sure." So we just all started kicking up ideas. The original page stage was 2019. We shot one in 2019. That's
Wow.
never been seen.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's amazing.
I know. And then the pandemic hit and the world shut down and no one ever saw it. But so that's what led me to like do the Up on the Roof special with Sam. He was like, I need someone to shoot this. Can you help me? I was like, of course I can.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that because that's also my second question, or the next question. It's one of my favorite pieces of media that came out of COVID, put a
Oh,
smile on my face. It's so innovative because obviously the world shut down, comics don't have a direct audience to tell their jokes to. So that process of, you know what, if you have a microphone, a roof, and some beer, I'm gonna come up and tell some jokes.
he literally had that on his Instagram. I don't know if we showed it in the doc, but he would like post it to stories, be like, do you have a roof? Do you have beer? Do you have 35 friends?
Right.
And he would just go do a show. These guys are so I don't want to call them compulsive. They're compulsive writers and compulsive creators. That's why they're successful, like the Sams, the Marks, the Brigazzis. They have to do it. And so Sam was like, I can't be at home anymore. I have to get out and do this. So he created a way to get it out there. And I
Sure.
give him all the credit for that.
Do you have any specific memories that stand out to you from filming that special?
Do you remember the part where I almost fell off the roof?
Yeah, you were on the roof. You were teetering on the edge throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, that was about a 5-story straight drop to the ground. Yeah,
Yeah, that's scary.
I'm not bad with heights, but like my knees like wobble when I'm like at the edge of like, oh. So like it wasn't close, but it was close.
Yeah, I like how Sam was making fun that if you did fall off, that it'd be a hell of a show.
Yes. Have you
Oh,
seen the doc that I made with him called Full Capacity?
no, I have not.
Oh boy. So he pulled it from his YouTube page, and I think it was definitely after Up on the Roof, and it was about comedy clubs opening up again. It was like April 2021, maybe, and they were like opening comedy clubs up for like 20%, and
Mhm.
then of the the crowd could be there. And then they put partitions up, and they did all this weird shit to try and like I don't know, get a paycheck or like to get comedy, or like to compulsively do their fucking shit back on stage again. And we followed the process for like 15 weeks until full capacity. I think you can still find it on YouTube somewhere,
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna look for that because that
it's
sounds
called Sam
awesome.
Morril's Full Capacity. I think it's better than Up on the Roof.
Great. Thank you for telling me about that because I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Yeah.
Certainly something I'm interested in. Um, Speaking of documentaries, this question is about the Tom Dustin documentary. I watched part one. I loved it.
What is
He's like
part one? The
so
documentary?
yeah. Joe List on his YouTube put part one on it for free. Um,
Oh, did you only watch
I only
7
watched the
stuff?
part one so
Go
far.
fucking buy it. What are
I
you doing?
am. Trust me. No, I will. I will. I just wanted to talk to you more about like
Oh my god.
what.
Do you need $9? I will give you $9.
No. Don't worry. I got it. I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
Trust me. Um, but just to prep for this interview, I thought it was a terrific, um, just an encapsulation of like what makes a comedian so lively, so colorful. This guy is such a character.
Can't
Um,
believe you haven't seen this movie. It's like we made it for people like no, it's like we made it for you.
yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Don't worry. I just wanted to ask what, in your mind, what made Tom the perfect protagonist to tell this story?
Oh, great question. Um, so the way I saw it, when Joe pulled me in and said, "Can you help me shoot this?" Yeah, I've got like director brain, and I'm always trying to like sculpt a story.
Right.
But this wasn't really my project. But I was like, pushing Joe a little bit, helping, like being like, I don't know. I think there's some things here that you're not seeing, and da 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 da. Da," and I think that hopefully that helped the project. Um, I know Joe's grateful for my help, and he asked me to do his next one, which I'm very excited to do. Maybe I'll give you guys a sneak peek. But So Tom and Joe were good friends coming up. Like when you find a comic with like-minded sensibilities and you are hitting mics and like small clubs in your area, just like driving, 40 miles any direction to like get stage time, you hold on to that person like a life raft. And they were like drinking buddies and comedy buddies, and they had each other, and they both liked each other's work. It's a rare thing, um, and it's like kind of not to get too big with words here, sine qua non of comedy, the comedy scene. So they had each other, and Joe was like, "I'm gonna take my shot and move to New York." And Tom's like, "We got a good thing going. We're we're almost big fish in this little pond, and you want to go to the fucking biggest pond in the comedy world." He's like, "You're insane." And Joe's like, "I'll hate myself if I never take my shot." So Tom's like, "Fairly well," and Joe goes off, and he's in New York. He's doing well, but he's still drinking hard, and he realizes like, "Oh, I have to get sober to really do this, or just to fucking fix my life." So
Mhm.
Joe gets sober. And it's at that point where Joe's career keeps going up and Tom's career sort of plateaus. And Joe becomes Joe List, who's like, you know, I just saw, I'll put it in the chat, a fucking tweet from Norm MacDonald from 2018 that says, I'll just verbatim it for you, maybe not to see it. It said, "When I was coming up, there were 5,000 comedians
Yeah,
and 5 great ones. Now there are 50,000 comedians and 5 great ones, and Joe List is one of those."
that's awesome. That's
That's
incredible.
crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Joe List is right up there in the pantheon of like great comics of working today. So Joe's up there and Tom's here. And I think Joe said, "I left this guy behind. I feel badly. I want to put a spotlight on my friend and have him tell a story." So he said, "Oh, there's a movie I really like that we both enjoy. It's called Italian American by Martin
Yeah, of
Scorsese,
course.
where he just interviews this friend of his who's fucking a bit insane, but um, it's just storytelling." And he was like, "I want to go make that with my friend and hear his stories." And when we went down there to make the movie about him, it became a movie about them.
Yeah, that's also what I gathered because it was their relationship was really the heart of the doc and what I saw.
Yeah.
Uh, very, very great. And I loved it. I'm of course gonna watch the whole thing. So can we can we transition to like the speed round thing?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So what is your comedy Mount Rushmore?
Oh, the stand-up comedy?
Yes.
I think you have to break it down into eras because it's not possible to put 4 up there. It should be 5 anyway. It's 4 is kind of silly. So 4. So I think you go 1997 and before, and 1997 and after.
Okay.
That's what I would posit. So my 1997 and before would be Woody Allen, George Carlin, Pryor. Do you do visuals on this thing? It'd be nice to see this in the visuals.
Of course, yeah.
Woody Allen, Pryor, Carlin. I want to say Seinfeld. He was important to me, but I don't think people agree. I'm going to say Seinfeld.
Okay, that's a great list. I like that.
Okay. Post 97 would be Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Louis C.K. Oh, I forgot Rodney. What did I say? Put Rodney up instead of Jerry.
Okay.
Uh, Chris Rock, Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle. Come back to me on the 4th one.
Okay,
This,
that's a great list so
this
far.
gets really hard here. It's really hard to just pull one more.
Uh, those are great picks. Do you want me to ask about the proudest artistic accomplishment, or
I don't know how to answer that.
that's okay. We'll
I
skip it.
think my self-esteem is too low to be like, this is great. You should go look at this. Go find Full Capacity on YouTube. It's
Great.
beautiful movie. It's a beautiful
Sweet.
movie.
Um, your top three favorite comedy movies?
Um, Not in any order. And the third, I'm gonna have a hard time with the third one too, because like when you get down to the third one, you have to rule out, you know, 5,000 films. Comeback Kid, 1972 version is amazing. The Graduate, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I want to say Annie Hall.
Yeah,
Those are
for sure.
perfect. All three of those are perfect comedies.
Yeah, Annie Hall was one of the films that made me want to make movies.
Hell yeah,
Just in terms of like the script is so perfect.
perfect.
Um,
The ending gives me chills every time.
same, same. It's a beautiful ending. What is a comedy special do you wish you had the chance to direct or photograph?
I just energy wise, I wish I were at Eddie Murphy's Delirious or Chris Rock's Bigger Blacker or Bring the Pain, I think it's called. Those three are just like maybe the most raucous, out loud laughing things I've ever seen.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great ones.
I don't know
And
if that's like I wanted to direct it, like I could put some zhuzh on it. I don't think I could. I don't think I could. But like I I would want to see the taping. I'd want to be there.
for sure, just to be in that environment would be
Yeah,
life
yeah,
changing.
totally. Yeah.
The very last question I have is what is your favorite um comedy club in New York?
Oh, I mean, oh, look at that. My glasses just broke.
Oh shit.
This is my Woody Allen moment. I don't mean to be facetious or didactic. Uh, um, I mean, it's got to be the Comedy Cellar. It's the OG. It's where it's to quote Cash Patel, it's the Valhalla of comedy.
That's great. I went to the Comedy Cellar for the first time last year, and it was incredible. I saw David Tell.
Oh my God! Did I not have a fourth one from '97
You
after?
can add him.
No, I don't think I had a fourth one. I'm adding David Tell.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect. Great list. Um,
Joe
yeah,
List.
those are all the questions I had. I just wanted to say thank you so much for obviously your wonderful career and
Who's
all
gonna watch this?
nobody really, probably my mom.
I'm
But but whoever does watch it, hopefully will get inspired by your passion and your ambition,
it's nice.
because it's really infectious, and I appreciate your time.
All right, you're a good kid. You're gonna make it.
Thank you. Thank you.